Remember those rough mornings? When you wake up, your body feels like it's been through a storm. Knees crack like old wood. Shoulder hurts just reaching for coffee. And it feels like a workout just to bend down to pick up a sock. On such days, it feels like you have lost all the powers you once carried and took for granted. It feels like you don't even remember how a fresh morning felt like. And you feel like the whole world is against you. Am I right or am I right? It all hit me hard one day. I hit the wall because I was so mad. Not my most proudest moment, but that moment made it very clear. I was breaking down, and something needed to change. My mind was cloudy, my body hurt, and my feelings were all over the place. There were times when I felt tired, stressed, and just off. That's when I began to think, if I'm going to live a long life, this is not how it should look or feel. My only goal was to feel better right now, and stay that way for as many years as possible. That's when I learned that living for a long time was about making the odds in your favor. Like being able to play basketball with my friends without having to rest for 2 days. Or not having to gasp when I used to walk up the stairs at the hospital or a new place. And just being calmer and happier around family and friends. That hit to the wall, it woke me up. That is when I recognized the issue. Now it was time to make a plan and bring some changes in life to have a long and healthy life. Alright, so you might be wondering, changes like what? When I recognized this was an issue, I started focusing more on longevity. And the very first change I made was to start lifting weights regularly. What I mean by this is where I started my 40 minutes a day workouts, and just for strength training and building that muscle. Many good things happen when you start lifting weights. The very first thing is your bones get stronger, and on top of that, you have more muscle, so your metabolism gets faster as well. All this will help prevent issues such as osteoporosis, help manage issues such as osteoarthritis as well, because your bone mass is just increasing. And on top of that, it'll prevent any type of metabolism issues as well, such as insulin insensitivity. Remember, having more muscle will increase your insulin sensitivity and help prevent issues such as diabetes in the future. And on top of that, having more bone mass will prevent any fractures in the future as well. And don't forget, the more muscle you have, you kind of look better too. There's a lot of peer-reviewed literature on this. The more muscle mass you have, the healthier you live for a longer period of time for the average individual. So, the best thing you can do for your body is lift weights, even when it hurts in the beginning. So the second thing that I started doing for longevity is actually running. So there's a lot of peer-reviewed literature on running and also any other cardiovascular exercises that benefit longevity. I wasn't doing anything like sprints or anything like that. I was just doing zone 2 training for 90% of my running time. And this is where you're at about 70% of your maximum heart rate. So once you discover your maximum heart rate, just go 70% of that, and it's not too hard either. And that's how I did my long distance running in the beginning. In general, running just helps your oxygen carry capacity to increase. And it just, all this helps your heart, your lungs, your brain, and also just your energy levels throughout the day. And you wanna know the best part? Running decreases your chance of dying from any cause of mortality by over 40%. That's a big number. So that's the second thing I do for longevity. Cardiovascular exercise. So what's the third thing I do? Third thing also involves exercise, but this is more about mobility exercises. So by mobility exercises, I don't mean just being flexible. I mean being able to be strong in those flexed positions. So doing those flex positions and actually getting stronger in them. So strength training while in those flex positions. This is what will prevent injury in the future. So prior to my strength training, I always do mobility exercises for about 5 minutes, and then the 35 minutes is for strength training. So what I mean by mobility exercises, doing 90-90 for your hips, also doing calf raises just to activate your calves so there's less tension on your tendons, using resistance bands and doing isometric exercises for both my knees, and then building all the muscles, accessory muscles around my knees to prevent any issues there as well. Doing tibial raises just to help with the deceleration when I'm running and the stopping at all of a sudden. That's what prevents like any kind of shin pain. And doing proper full body push-ups with the full range of motion, along with pull-ups with the full range of motion. This is all that's gonna help with your mobility. This isn't just about stretching, it's about preventing injuries in the future that will leave you out for months. And trust me, as we get older, it's harder to recover from these injuries, so prevent them by doing mobility exercises. So we talked enough about strength training and physical health, but what about your mental health? Your mind is more important than anything you can touch or feel. How you feel inside really matters. You can be the strongest person in the gym. You can be the fastest runner in a marathon. But if you're constantly worried and always stressed, you're still not healthy. Stress makes everything harder. The day I recognized that everything is connected is the day that I started taking care of my stress. When my mind was stressed, my body used to be tight. I used to not get enough sleep. I used to always feel tired and everything just felt down. So guess what? I empowered myself to get out of this rut. How did I do that? I started meditating just 10 minutes a day. I found some guided meditation sessions on YouTube and it's only 10 minutes. So I started doing them and there was instant relief. My anxiety used to go lower. Whenever I felt overwhelmed, I used to be more calm afterwards and my stress levels just felt like they vanished just from these 10 minutes a day. And it also just cleared up my mind and all the clutter in my mind, and it helped me get more focused with all my goals and my health goals. In addition to this, for my mental health, I also started journaling. Because I have ADHD, my thoughts just jump from one area to another, and I can be really fixated on something that happened that I perceived as negative. So what I started doing is just journaling about these thoughts and really reflecting on them from every angle. And this also helped clear my mind and all the negative space that I had in my mind, and kept me more in the present and more ready to tackle the day and my goals. Once I started journaling and meditating, I recognized that spirituality is a big part of my being as well. So just because I've lost loved ones that I cannot physically see, so I want to be able to feel their presence spiritually and just be able to go over all the memories I had with them. And the best place I do this at is the Gurdwara. So the Gurdwara became my safe space, and I would just go there and connect at a spiritual level with my lost loved ones. And this truly brings me peace. I try to do this once a week. If I'm more stressed, I go more often. If life gets in the way, sometimes I go a little bit later, but it's done miracles for me. Honestly, with all this, I sleep better, I feel lighter, and I don't have negative thoughts in my mind at nighttime before bed. Honestly, all of this is just a process. Learn how to do it yourself, experience it, and then tailor it to who you are, because people meditate very different. I meditate through a guided meditation session, and now I just focus on my breath. You might meditate in a way where you're just sitting and listening to your thoughts and reflecting on those thoughts. Meditation is very unique to every individual, so do it the way you want to. Same with journaling. You might have different thoughts than me, or you might not even like journaling, and you might just like doodling, and that helps you just release energy. And honestly, do that as well. I mean, negative energy, and do that as well. So do it the way you want to do it. Or for me, my safe space is going to Gurdwara. For you, it might be just being in your room, being alone in your room, or being in your backyard, something like that. So just tailor this process to you. So you took care of your mind, but how about rest now? You cannot live long and healthy without resting. Remember, we're not robots. You can't function on 4 hours of sleep every day and perform at a high level and be able to live healthy and long for a long time with 4 hours of sleep. That's not going to happen. And even if you are a robot, even robots tire out after years. So remember, get your rest, get your sleep, get your 9 hours of sleep. Make sure you have a night routine, a morning routine. This all aids in your sleep. And take care of your mind so you're not stressed at night and not able to sleep. Resting isn't being lazy. It's how your brain and body actually relaxes and gets to function at a more optimal level the next day. So rest is very important. With sleep and rest, your hormones literally reset. Your muscles start healing better, and your brain gets rid of all the toxic metabolites from its metabolism and use. So remember, rest is critical for longevity. All right, so the last thing I really want to touch upon is just the supplementation I take for longevity. I don't take too many supplements. I take a multivitamin, Centrum, Men's Health. I'll show a picture of that and put it in the description below as well. Along with that, I take omega-3 fatty acids as well, just for lowering my cholesterol and for cardiovascular and brain health as well. And with the multivitamins, I'll also take supplementation of vitamin D, because the multivitamin, when I was doing research, it shows it's a little bit less level of vitamin D, so I just add a little bit of supplementation of that. And for muscle energy and recovery, I also take creatine. There's a lot of benefits of creatine. It literally allows energy to be utilized a lot easier in your body. And on top of that, I take magnesium supplements at night as well. So I don't take too many fancy pills. The main thing is I make sure I eat a variety of foods and make sure that I'm not eating too much junk food. That's about it. So if you're under 35 years old and you have random pain, remember, that's not a normal part of aging. I remember when I was 24 years old and I was studying for the MCAT, I started getting back pain and I started getting my Achilles pain whenever I used to play ball, and I used to just rest for days, and I recognize now that that wasn't healthy. 29 years old and I feel I'm pain free just from doing my mobility exercises, just from strength training regularly, and just from getting my rest. I'm getting all my supplementations and eating variety foods, all these, and then taking care of my mental health. All these basics that compound over the days you keep doing them prevents all pain. Pain shouldn't be a normal part of aging, and work on it. It's not just about living long. It's about living long the way you want to live and being healthy throughout the process, just so you can enjoy the little things. You can enjoy life. You can play basketball until 65 and doing all those good things. So take care of your mind, body, spirit, emotional well-being, and I promise you, you'll live long. So that's how I look at longevity. How do you look at longevity? So if you like that video, please like it and also subscribe to my channel. And please share with other individuals that are struggling with longevity or want to learn more about longevity or know more than me about longevity and can tell me in the comments below how to add more things to my regime. And I would love to hear that. So see you in the next video, and let's continue to grow together.